In the early '80s, you were pretty much a regular in WWF. What are your memories of the time period around that time in the locker room?
Locker room. No, that was fun. We had a good time. Nobody we didn't have any problem with anyone. At that time, I was still wrestling. We had a good time. Everybody get along good. Everybody know his position. If you're gonna work with Pedro Morales or not, or something like Pedro was the champ at the time. Everybody had his own. Know what they were gonna do.
Right. Now, you never really got to work a lot of single matches with Bruno, but you got to work him in tag matches, right?
We do.
With Bruno?
Bruno, I worked him only one time or twice in a tag match.
Right.
In Indy, in Indianapolis.
What is it? What are your memories of Bruno?
I don't remember. Well, I remember a lot in it, but when I'm working with him,
yeah.
Oh, he's very loose. Very easy to work with, no problem whatsoever.
What about outside the ring as a person? What was he like?
Oh, nice guy, gentleman. Yeah, Bruno was always. I mean, he was really for the boys too.
Right.
I saw him in Hershey, Pennsylvania, not Hershey, in you mentioned Hamburg. When after we had a big show at the Shea Stadium, that Bruno worked with Zabisco,
right?
The angle they did, and the payoff, because you figure out that Vince and Payout has the money that would. He was on the. I listened to them. I was close to that door. They were closed, and Bruno really told them. I mean, unbelievable. Screaming and everything. That's why they never get along with the McMahon.
Right, because he stood up.
I don't know if it's a good thing or not, because he couldn't. Hey, to each his own, right?
Right. Also, other guys around this time period that you shared the locker room with, Rocky Johnson, memories of working with Rocky?
Yeah, Rocky was easygoing, guys. Well, Rocky is Rocky, It's Rocky, if the house was nothing there, he would just stay on his ass and nothing.
Right.
But he's a nice guy, very.
Pedro Morales, you talked a little bit about. What was he like?
Yeah, Pedro is a very good friend. I first met Pedro in, not the first time, but I got to know him pretty good in Hawaii. He was there in Hawaii before I went to Australia, and after I came back to Australia. When I first went there, he was in Australia. He almost got killed up there in Australia. Him and Buddy Austin. They shot Buddy Austin. They had a fight, I'm thinking they shot Buddy Austin. And Pedro tried to help him, and he cut him like this.
Wow.
Mafia, the Australian, the Sydney Mafia. Got him, and Pedro took Buddy Austin. Buddy Austin was a big guy, 270. He put him in his shoulder at this hotel in Crisscross in Australia. It was a big, I don't know how to say the word. It's an open, big lobby. When you come down from the elevator, they had the big fountain and everything like that. He had Buddy Austin put him in the elevator because there was a nightclub on the top floor. That's what he got. They did the job on him. Pedro brought him in there, and when he come down to that, it's like in a movie. Pedro passed out with the blood. Buddy Austin there, Pedro there. And then that's why he had to come back real fast back in the States.
Huh.
And that's how they did. And that's when I met Pedro there in Hawaii. He had that scar like this here.
Wow.
I don't think he ever
fixed it.
Had it fixed it or nothing.
What about Greg Valentine? Memories of Greg?
Yeah, Greg Valentine's good guys.
Jimmy Snuka?
Oh, Jimmy Snuka, yeah. Again, I first met him when I was in Hawaii, right there. Or you should see him there. He was Mr. Shepard, I don't know. He was top, fantastic shape.
Huh.
Looked great. Nice guy.
Right.
Jimmy Snuka, great guy.
Bob Backlund.
Great worker, too, Jimmy Snuka.
Was he ever out of control? Jimmy Backlund? I know we did a lot of interviews with guys like Morocco and Piper, and they said, at times he had his drug problems and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see a lot of it, his demons?
Just especially when he worked here in New York.
Right.
He was, it's too bad, you could happen to a guy like that. He used to work in some town, it was sold out. I
think Pittsburgh,
school,
right?
Yeah, Pittsburgh, and also school in high school. $15,000, $20,000. That was big money then. And Jimmy Snuka was in the hotel room, passed out.
So you got a lot of heat from the office?
Oh, are you kidding?
What about Bob Backlund? What are your memories of Bob?
Backlund, good, nice guys, but I worked with him only a couple times. You know, he's a different type of worker. You know, Bob Backlund was Bob Backlund. You know, I don't think he was a great champion, but he could take care of himself. He was, you know, with, but you know, pro wrestling,
Right.
You know, but he was, as far as, he was a nice guy, very nice guy.
We did an interview with superstar Billy Graham, and he said that when the times that he would work Bob was always paranoid about, I guess, superstar Billy Graham pinning him and taking advantage of him in the ring. Did you ever feel that Bob was paranoid a little bit?
Yeah, true.
Right.
My time I worked with him at TV one time here in the Allentown, and I was doing the job for him. Then that's toward the end of my career. And yeah, I could feel it. I want to have a good match with him and everything, but it's almost impossible.
He didn't want to give you anything, or
yeah, he just want to. He's going in style. He think that, you know, that was good. I think it was the shits for me.
Huh. What about Billy Graham? Did you like him?
Billy Graham, it was a good talker. As far as wrestling, so you know.
Right.
But you know, he was one of the first guys to do the interview. All the other guys like Dusty Rhodes and all, they all copied Billy Graham. I mean, yeah, superstar.
Right.
You know, the talking like him, the fighting.
Yeah.
Even Hogan to this day. That all come from superstar Billy Graham. You know, he was, like I said, he need the work, you know, to move. He's not a guy who was taking big backdrop or slam or a thing like that. He was just, he was a type of, not as much a Freddie Blassie, but almost.
Huh. You were really close with Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
What are your memories of Andre?
Andre was a good friend of mine, you know, great friends of mine, and it's just too bad that Andre, I went to Japan, like I said in the previous, and then we worked together on, you know, as a tag team partner, and in Japan, and it was very. I enjoyed to travel with him, thing like that, and all that, and he was the biggest star as far, you know, like he was the Giant. When Andre come in the airport, they will turn around and see him. See the Giant. Look at him, you know. He had a few friends he likes, you know, but like for me, I first met him in 1972 in Montreal when he first came in Montreal. You should see him at that time. He was looking great. He was about no more than 325 at that time, but ripped, and he looks great.
Huh.
And I mean, you know, I mean, that's how I met him. And I get to connect with him for some reason, you know.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.